Settle in as you embark on a gentle journey into the heart of ancient mythology, where friendship blooms like a delicate flower under the warm embrace of the sun. Tonight, we will explore the serene tale of Hyacinthus and Apollo, a story that whispers of companionship and transformation. As the evening wraps you in its calming hue, let this narrative guide you into a place of peace and tranquility. If you find solace in these timeless stories, consider letting more mythic tales lull you into dreams. And now, let the tale unfold. In the timeless expanse of ancient Greece, where meadows stretched far and wide under the gentle embrace of spring, the young and carefree Hyacinthus wandered amidst the serenity of the land. The vibrant greens of the meadow carpet swayed softly under the caress of a gentle breeze, whispering secrets of nature to those who would listen. Hyacinthus, feeling the earth beneath his feet, appreciated the calm, unhurried rhythm of life, which mirrored his own disposition. He walked leisurely, basking in the warmth of the day, his thoughts as light as the clouds that drifted lazily above. As his path meandered through the meadow, Hyacinthus's eyes caught sight of a figure that seemed to enhance the tranquility of the setting. It was Apollo, the divine presence of music and light. Seated beneath a stately tree, the golden-haired god held a lyre in his hands, plucking its strings with a masterful touch that filled the air with a melody as soothing as the meadow's gentle hush. Each note harmonized perfectly with the natural world, creating a symphony that embraced the spirit. A gentle excitement filled Hyacinthus as he moved closer, his heart full of admiration for Apollo's serene presence. "Hello, Apollo," Hyacinthus greeted, his voice light and filled with affection. The warmth between them was immediate and palpable, a recognition of kindred spirits. His gaze met Apollo's, and within that exchange, a silent conversation of deep understanding and mutual respect ensued. Apollo responded with a welcoming smile, gesturing for Hyacinthus to join him. "Come, sit with me," Apollo said warmly, setting his lyre aside as he made room. Their time together unfolded naturally, as if the day itself was crafted for their companionship. The two decided to spend the day in one another's company, embracing the simple joys of shared experience. Their laughter rose in the air, intertwining with the birds' songs and the symphony of nature surrounding them. As they conversed, their words flowed like a river, stories of adventure and dreams intertwining with the moment. Hyacinthus shared tales with the enthusiasm of youth, enchanting Apollo with his zest for life. He recounted a particular adventure in the forest where he followed the tracks of a deer only to find himself face to face with a playful fox. The fox looked at me as if to challenge my intrusion into his domain. Hyacinthus chuckled, sparking Apollo's interest. Apollo, ever the patient teacher, offered to impart the wisdom of music to Hyacinthus. "Music is a language of the soul," Apollo remarked, picking up the lyre once more. His guidance was gentle, reminiscent of a sculptor refining a stone into artistry. Hyacinthus listened attentively, his natural grace evident as he mimicked Apollo's skillful mastery. The lyre, under his touch, began to sing, its notes blending into the tapestry of the day. With each lesson, Hyacinthus felt a burgeoning connection not just to the music, but to Apollo and the world around them. "Why not put your new skills to the test?" Apollo suggested with a mischievous glint in his eyes. Hyacinthus accepted Apollo's playful challenge, attempting to match a particularly complex harmony that Apollo had just demonstrated. His attempts drew genuine laughter from Apollo, a melody in itself. Their day was marked not by the ticking of hours, but by the sun's steady journey across the sky. As afternoon gracefully surrendered to evening, they reclined under the verdant canopy, their silence a shared language of comfort and peace. Hyacinthus reflected on the day's joy, cherishing the unspoken bond they now shared, the warmth of the companionship making him aware of the importance of such heartfelt connections. Within the rustling leaves and gentle breezes, they found a symphony of their own making. The sun began its descent, casting a golden glow over the meadow, a warm farewell to the day. Hyacinthus and Apollo watched the horizon, the setting sun a painter of serene beauty across the sky. The soft hues reflected the harmony and enduring connection they shared. As they prepared to part ways, Apollo's voice broke the serene quiet. "Tomorrow brings its own melodies, dear Hyacinthus." His words were a promise, a subtle bridge to future companionship and anticipation of new experiences. Hyacinthus nodded, a fond smile gracing his lips. "I look forward to it, Apollo." Unnoticed by them, a gentle breeze stirred, a whisper of something yet unseen, perhaps a quiet observation from the west wind. Yet this moment of peace remained unbroken, providing a gentle hint of the dynamics to come, foreshadowed but not intruding. As dusk fell, wrapping them in a soothing embrace, their bond felt as enduring as the stones beneath them, rooted deeply in trust and mutual affection. This moment, beautiful and unhurried, would remain etched in their memories, a testament to a day shared in harmony and light. With a last look at the tranquil meadow painted by the sunset's golden hues, Hyacinthus turned to leave, his heart filled with the warmth of friendship, carrying with him the promise of another day. As twilight settled over the ancient Greek landscape, Zephyrus, the enigmatic god of the west wind, watched from the periphery of the tranquil meadow. The misty air swirled around him, carrying whispered secrets from the grove, a silent testament to his presence. Hidden within the shadows, Zephyrus observed Hyacinthus and Apollo, witnessing the bond that grew ever stronger beneath the spring tree's gentle canopy. The laughter of Hyacinthus and Apollo rang through the meadow, harmonious like the notes of Apollo's lyre, embraced by the hues of the fading sun. Each melody further entwined their spirits, weaving a fabric of unspoken understanding that permeated the landscape. Within Zephyrus stirred an unfamiliar sensation, a quiet pang of longing and the bitter seed of envy, planted amidst the sweet winds he called his own. The sight of Hyacinthus's radiant smile and Apollo's benevolent gaze echoed a melody of affection, beautiful yet elusive. Zephyrus allowed his thoughts to drift back to moments past, recalling his own overlooked affections for Hyacinthus. He remembered gentle breezes dancing around the carefree youth, a tender lament of unfulfilled hopes. In those times, Zephyrus had longed for a connection, hoping to be cherished by the charming mortal whose allure rivaled the sunrise. Yet, Hyacinthus's world was now alight with another's warmth, leaving Zephyrus's desires to mingle with the cool mist at the meadow's edge. Resolute in observation, Zephyrus vowed silently to continue watching over the pair, each gust an unspoken promise to safeguard their friendship's serenity. He sought to find his place within this tapestry of connection, vowing to remain a guardian, near their joy like a distant memory carried by the wind. Intent on making his presence felt, Zephyrus sent a gentle breeze through the meadow, a whisper meant solely for Hyacinthus, a fleeting reminder of emotions hanging silently in the air. As it stirred the notes of Apollo's lyre, both Hyacinthus and Apollo glanced about curiously. Hyacinthus felt the playful caress of the wind and laughed, unaware of its divine origin. "A fickle wind?" he mused to Apollo, his innocence only enhancing his cherished nature, treating the breeze as a whimsical companion. Apollo, with a knowing smile, reclaimed the melody, letting his skilled fingers find the rhythm once more, restoring its gentle course. For Zephyrus, hidden within the mist, the jest was a bittersweet note in an unseen concert, a brief recognition of his existence. Yet the envy coiled within him, remaining a silent companion as stars unfurled across the sky in their shimmering tapestry. Zephyrus recalled days when he and Hyacinthus roamed the meadows alone, the gentle winds wrapping around them, carrying Zephyrus's silent hopes. But Apollo's golden presence overshadowed such affections, reducing Zephyrus to merely a distant observer. As midnight approached, Zephyrus pondered what future his envy might lead him towards. He felt an urge to act, perhaps setting events in motion that would challenge the delicate balance of their friendship. Yet amid the swirl of conflicting desires, he reaffirmed his commitment to his role as silent guardian, a presence felt, if not seen. With resolve, Zephyrus accepted his place in their narrative, part guardian, part distant admirer, a role he embraced even as the unspoken tension rode upon the breeze, heralding the promise of a new dawn. He settled into his watchful vigil, strengthening his resolve to attend the unwritten chapters of their lives and carry their memories on the wind, weaving through the cycles of day and night. Just as the gentle breeze carried the promise of dawn, glimmering at the horizon, it hinted at a future yet untold, a future where his own hopes and emotions might find expression amid the currents. Change. As dawn gently unfurled its colors across the sky, Hyacinthus set forth toward the meadow with eager anticipation. Each step mirrored the excitement that twinkled in his eyes. The world seemed refreshed, and as the dew glistened under the first rays, it was as if the meadow itself shared in his joy. Hyacinthus's mind was set on one thing: meeting Apollo. In the soft blush of morning, he found Apollo embracing the new day. The sun's beams caught Apollo's golden hair, causing it to gleam like a beacon of warmth and friendship. A serene smile spread across Apollo's face upon seeing Hyacinthus, and in that smile lay a promise of shared adventures. "Let us spend this day in the spirit of joy and fellowship," Apollo suggested, his words as gentle as the breeze that rustled the nearby grass. The idea of a day dedicated to games filled Hyacinthus with delight. With a shared enthusiasm, they moved to a sunlit clearing within the meadow, where the reality of a carefree day lay waiting. The decision fell naturally upon a game of discuss, both an exercise of skill and an avenue for lighthearted competition. Apollo, ever the master, showcased his prowess by sending the discus swirling through the heavens, a graceful exhibition that seemed to mimic the celestial dance of the sun and moon. Hyacinthus clapped joyfully, captivated by the elegance and precision. When his turn arrived, he was no less spirited, sending the discus on its own lofty arc, carrying with it dreams of mirroring Apollo's deftness. The game unfolded as a dialogue of shared sentiments, each throw exchanged like cherished words between long-standing friends. Under Apollo's encouraging guidance, Hyacinthus's attempts were met with laughter and camaraderie, capturing the essence of their bond. So engrossed were they in their sport that the whispering breeze, sent by a watchful Zephyrus, went unnoticed. The envious god's touch intertwined with the joy, yet not disrupting it. The day continued in a series of joyous exchanges. Each throw, each laugh bore witness to the unspoken trust and companionship that existed between them. As they played, Hyacinthus felt a profound connection, an understanding that moments like these transcended the simple joys of competition. Breaking for a pause beneath the protective shade of an old wise tree, they reclined, allowing the quietude to envelop them. Hyacinthus gazed up at the canopy, where the leaves danced lightly, casting shapes reminiscent of the ties that bound their hearts. The whispering leaves seemed to echo their laughter, a soft symphony guided by Zephyrus's hidden hand. Here, beneath the branches, they shared stories of past escapades and pondered future adventures. Their voices were low, harmonizing with the natural melody of rustling leaves. Apollo spoke of past victories and Hyacinthus of hopes and dreams, each story bound by the threads of friendship, door. As noontime approached, their playful banter gradually gave way to a soothing silence, each moment spent in mutual contemplation. Together, They watched as shadows shifted, painting the meadow with patterns reminiscent of their laughter's echoes, lingering, beautiful, and vibrant. The world unfurled around them, steeped in a profound sense of peace and gratitude. The sun, now higher in the sky, hinted at the day's long passage. Yet, Hyacinthus and Apollo lingered, the afternoon stretching before them like a canvas of potential. Their repose beneath the tree served not merely as an interlude, but as a testament to a friendship grounded in trust and boundless joy. As they rested, lulled by the sounds of the natural world, Hyacinthus took a moment to absorb this day of simplicity and joy. Each shared moment echoed their bond, strong, unwavering, and eternal. As the breeze blew softly, promising another day of companionship and unity, Hyacinthus and Apollo settled into a gentle prelude, setting the stage for days yet to come. The sun began its descent, drawing the day to a close, and with it, their games. Yet, as they rose to leave, the meadow still held their laughter, promising it would be a cherished memory etched into the rhythms of time. With the anticipation of tomorrow's possibilities, they left behind a tapestry of friendship woven into the earth and sky. In the serene meadow of ancient Greece, there existed a subtle storm within the heart of Zephyrus, the god of the west wind. From his concealed vantage point, he observed the joyful day shared by Hyacinthus and Apollo, their laughter blending harmoniously with the gentle breezes. Hyacinthus, with his carefree spirit and radiant charm, had unknowingly captured Zephyrus's affections. Yet it was Apollo, the divine musician and archer, who seemed to possess the young mortal's heart, deepening Zephyrus's inner turmoil. The gentle morning light gave way to an uneasy tension as Zephyrus's jealousy grew. Watching the pair engage in friendly competition, his longing and envy intensified, tugging at his heart like an unquiet wind. He had often sent subtle breezes to signify his presence, hoping Hyacinthus would sense his admiration. But today, the calm facade that Zephyrus maintained began to crumble under the weight of his unspoken desires. He whispered to the winds, a soft soliloquy of desperation and longing, seeking solace in the only companions who could carry his emotions unseen. As Hyacinthus prepared to launch the discus, Zephyrus let his inner storm manifest. With a flick of his divine hand, he conjured a gust stronger than any before. This was no gentle breeze to catch Hyacinthus's attention. It was a force driven by desire and desperation. The discus, meant for a playful arc, was swept violently off its mark, steering an unforeseen, perilous path. Time seemed to halt as the discus sailed toward Hyacinthus. The meadow, once echoing with laughter, fell silent. Apollo's breath caught in his throat, a note of alarm unvoiced as he watched helplessly, a friend he cherished put in peril by the very sport meant to celebrate their bond. Hyacinthus, not anticipating the treachery of the wind, could not evade the discus that struck with tragic precision, bringing the lively day to a grievous halt. In the moments following the tragedy, nature itself seemed to hold its breath. Apollo, overcome by despair, rushed to his friend's side. His eyes mirrored the anguish of seeing his youthful companion brought to ground by the whims of a jealous wind. Kneeling, Apollo cradled Hyacinthus, his gentle touch a tapestry of devotion and sorrow. Questions raced through his mind. How could such joy turn to sorrow in a heartbeat? The meadow that had witnessed countless moments of joy and harmony now bore the heavy cloak of mourning, its vibrant hues muted by the overcast sky. Zephyrus, standing unseen, was immobilized by the gravity of his actions. The realization of the harm he had caused stung more sharply than any breeze he could summon. His longing had transformed into a force of destruction, tearing at the fabric of the friendship he had only wished to belong to. Watching the scene unfold, a profound regret took root in his heart. overshadowing the misguided affection that had driven him. In silent contemplation, he wondered about redemption and the healing of what he had shattered. Nature's pause was one of respect, as if acknowledging the magnitude of the moment. The rustle of leaves softened to a murmur, and the breath of the meadow fell silent. Beneath this sorrowful veil, something ancient and deep began to stir, a transformation unbeknownst to those present, yet promising a future woven from the fibers of loss and love. Apollo, still holding Hyacinthus close, sensed the first stirrings of this change, whispering words of gratitude for their shared moments. Though his heart was clouded with sorrow, he embraced the quiet promise of continuity, of nature's eternal cycle of change and renewal. As the day edged toward twilight, Zephyrus, weighed with remorse, contemplated his role in the cycle of the natural world and what he might do to amend his transgressions. The winds began to whisper once more, their stories carried through the grasses, urging a gentle transition. With the light of day fading into the hushed tones of the afternoon, the meadow held its collective breath, awaiting the delicate unfolding of transformation that sorrow had sown. The meadow lay silent, consumed by a somber atmosphere that enveloped Hyacinthus's still form. Once vibrant with life and joy, he now rested upon the soft grass, a haunting reminder of a joyous presence cut short. The natural world seemed to bow its head in unison, the flowers appearing to wilt as though even they understood the weight of such profound grief. Apollo knelt beside his friend, longing for the return of the joyful bond they shared, now painfully severed. Here, amidst the memories of countless happy moments, Apollo mourned deeply. His arms cradled Hyacinthus tenderly, as he clung to the echoes of their shared laughter and play. He whispered softly, recounting past days beneath the open sky. "Oh, Hyacinthus, your laughter still dances in these fields." Tears flowed freely from Apollo's eyes, mingling with the soft earth. Each droplet carried with it a memory, nurturing the ground with seeds of remembrance. It was as though each teardrop told the story of camaraderie, sowing these seeds into the very fabric of the meadow in a poignant tribute. Above, the sun, an emblem of Apollo's own radiance, retreated behind a veil of clouds, casting a muted somber light across the landscape. The vibrant hues of the day faded into shades of gray, mirroring the deep sorrow held within the grieving heart of a god. Nature paused, acknowledging the depth of Apollo's loss, as the mournful scene unfolded quietly under the clouded sky. Zephyrus, witnessing the tragedy unfold to the consequences of his envy, stayed hidden within the gentle winds that stirred the trees. The gravity of his actions now clear, his presence lingered in the air, a silent apology. In his heart swirled regret, and he recognized this unfathomable consequence with poignant introspection. In a gesture of remorse, Zephyrus sent a gentle breeze sweeping gently through the meadow. It was a whisper of solace that moved delicately through the grasses and flowers, attempting to soothe the earth that grieved alongside Apollo. This offering of comfort, though unable to change the past, served as an apology both to nature and the mourning god, a reminder of the harm caused yet offering the slightest hint of empathy. As the breeze passed through the meadow, its touch lifted the melancholy, if only slightly. Leaves rustled, the wilted petals briefly danced, and a small measure of comfort infused the atmosphere heavy with sorrow. Although the loss was profound, all of nature joined in the mourning chorus, their voices carried on the wind with the plaintive songs of birds, echoing from the surrounding groves. These melodies, pure and mournful, wove a tapestry of sound, commemorating the rich, shared history etched within this place. Watching Apollo, Zephyrus felt a renewed sting of remorse and pondered aloud. Had I acted less hastily, this sorrow might never have come to be. Yet within his regret, he began to discern an unintended beauty emerging from devastation, and resolved to safeguard the memories forged here. The afternoon bore on, marked by a tranquil yet mournful symphony that honored Apollo's deep loss and the shared grieving of the natural world. In this stillness, unnoticed, the seeds of transformation began to take subtle root, nourished by the tears of a god and the tender murmurs of the wind. Though the air was heavy with mourning, it was within this mixture of sadness and regret that early whispers of new beginnings started to softly germinate. As nature held its breath in silent reverence for the fallen Hyacinthus, in the hearts of those bearing witness, a gentle flicker of hope began to unfurl. With his sorrowful gaze, Apollo noticed the earth beneath Hyacinthus stirring in a peculiar manner. A faint shimmer of change, barely perceptible, hinted at miraculous transformation yet to unfold, whispering to him of the unyielding continuity of life, a description of hope gently rising from thefts, depths of loss. The meadow, once vibrant with carefree play, had become a canvas for the expression of collective grief and an implicit promise of what lay ahead. The story of Hyacinthus and Apollo now evolved alongside the shifting sun behind clouds, ushering in a transformation set to echo timelessly through the language of flowers and resting tender reed. Memories abiding within silence, in the gentle embrace of the meadow, Apollo's heart braced the weight of profound sorrow. His sadness, deep and palpable, unfurled a silent transformation, one rooted in his boundless love and lament. Kneeling by the still form of Hyacinthus, Apollo was consumed by the haunting remembrance of laughter and warmth shared. Yet from within this well of grief, seeds of extraordinary change began their quiet ascent. Below the earth, cradling Hyacinthus, the soil, richly nourished by Apollo's tears, stirred with the breath of life. It was as though the meadow itself mirrored their story, transforming absence into a beautiful expression of love. Nature, always attuned to the sensibilities of the gods and those they loved dearly, responded to Apollo's despair. The meadow, now a sacred space bridging the realms of the seen and unseen, held its breath. Gently, without haste, the earth loosened its embrace, allowing a slender shoot to emerge, a tender hyacinth bud, pressing upward into the light. This nascent bloom, born from a place marked by loss, bridged worlds, whispering across their divide. Apollo, anchored in his vigil, noticed the new growth, and his heart stirred with a gentle remembrance of hope. The flower's petals slowly unfurled, each delicate fold touched by droplets of dew-like tears. These mirrored droplets held within them glints of renewed hope, reflecting the world through a softened lens. As the flower opened, layer by layer, Apollo sensed an intermingling of sorrow and burgeoning joy. The presence of Hyacinthus resided in this tender blossom, echoing his name in the gentle rustle of leaves and the breeze that caressed the meadow. At the meadow's periphery, Zephyrus, cloaked in the quiet whispers of the west wind, watched the transformation unfold. Burdened by the understanding that his jealous whim had sparked this sequence of events, he grappled with his role in what was now unfolding, a catalyst for change forged from misstep. Diamond by Deus for man weary, wave for Janarist fodder as tractalist for misstep. In attentiveness to the delicate unfurling before him, the god of the west wind saw potential for redemption. The scene offered not just loss, but the gift of grace, a wordless invitation for forgiveness within the symphonies of life and transformation. The sky, vast and gentle, added its voice. A light rain commenced, anointing the earth with drops of liquid grace. This soft baptism spoke of renewal, nourishing the burgeoning hyacinth, each drop a little blessing. As the rain fell, the flower lifted its head, celebrating in the gentle embrace of this life-giving water. The rain, patient and tender, affirmed nature's eternal cycle, a rhythm where endings give way to beginnings, unseen but inevitable. Apollo remained kneeling beside the hyacinth that now bore his friend's name, sensing the presence of Hyacinthus wrapped around him like a warm embrace. This modest bloom, with its fragrant invitation, captured every vibrant essence encapsulated by Hyacinthus. The hyacinth was more than simply solace. It was a sacred artifact, a testament to life's rhythmic continuity. It promised that from grief, beauty could unfurl, a perpetual reminder of the divine dance shared with Apollo. For Zephyrus, the rain became an empathetic symphony, singing of solace and redemption. Its cadence carried the language of love, transcending time's reach. In witnessing this renewal, the whispers beckoned him toward forgiveness, reiterating that each ending is merely a prelude to rebirth. As the raindrops played their harmonious tune against the winds of the past, Zephyrus sighed, a testament to the narrative he had unwittingly spun into the tapestry of time and space. As late afternoon shadows stretched, casting long fingers across the meadow, the hyacinth reached its full bloom. The petals painted a narrative of enduring affection between Apollo and Hyacinthus, stories woven in colors that burst with life. Apollo, embraced by reverence, made a silent vow to safeguard this memory, ensuring that it lived as long as nature permitted. Where old sorrow once loomed, a radiant wildflower now stood, a noble emblem infusing the earth with reverence for transformation. It signified a journey from profound grief to the grace of renewed life, refined through the divine synergy between Apollo and the remorseful, reflective presence of Zephyrus. With every drop of gentle rain came the soft whispered promise of what might become, a serene assurance of the cyclical renewal that accompanies life's persistent rhythms. This transformation, an eternal hymn sung by a friend, immortalized within the hyacinth's vibrant dance, was eternally woven with sunlight and cherished memory. As the gentle evening light bathed the meadow, Apollo remained steadfast beside the tender flower that unfurled where his dear friend, Hyacinthus, had fallen. This delicate blossom demanded his affection and care, and he was more than willing to give it. Each day, Apollo visited the spot, ensuring the soil was moist enough for the new life to flourish. The flower seemed to respond to his presence, arching towards him as though remembering the bond it once shared with its namesake. Under Apollo's devoted gaze, the flower gradually took on a magnificent shape. It developed into a vibrant hyacinth, its petals curling gracefully around a central stem, painting the meadow with hues of purple that swayed gently in the refreshing evening breeze. This transformation was not just physical. It symbolized the beauty and spirit of Hyacinthus, immortalized as part of nature now. To Apollo, this transformation was a gift, a promise that Hyacinthus would never be forgotten, that his essence lived on through this living tribute. Apollo felt a deep emotional resonance as he saw the hyacinth bloom. Memories of Hyacinthus flooded back, the youthful laughter, the shared stories by the grove, and the music they created together. The flower encapsulated these moments, becoming a silent testimony to a vibrant friendship. It was as if Hyacinthus were speaking through the petals, reminding Apollo of their cherished bond. With a tender sense of ceremony, Apollo named the flower Hyacinthus, whispering the title among the gentle winds, as if to etch it into the fabric of the world. The very elements seemed to acknowledge this token of remembrance. As the name was spoken, the meadow, once a witness to tragedy, pulsed with life as though invigorated by this act. It felt as though the very heart of the earth was rejuvenated, invigorating the surrounding flora with newfound vibrance. Nearby, Zephyrus watched with a quiet heart. The newly bloomed hyacinth was both a reminder of his past actions and an emblem of hope and forgiveness. He reflected upon the transformation occurring before him, his mind swirling with a mix of remorse and acceptance. It dawned on him that his actions had unwittingly led to this wondrous symbol of friendship and remembrance. In a whispered monologue, Zephyrus acknowledged to himself the beauty that had grown from his mistakes and promised to carry the memory of it in the winds he commanded. The sight stirred within Zephyrus a resolve to ensure that the sweet scent of the hyacinth permeated the grove, an eternal echo of the bond it commemorated. He engaged with the breeze, allowing it to lift the fragrance high, turning it into a fragrant testament of enduring friendship. As the hyacinth stood proudly, its fragrance threaded through the meadow, weaving an aromatic tapestry that whispered tales of friendship to any who would listen. The breeze, now a gentle ally, seemed to carry with it the laughter and joy that had once filled this place. Seated nearby, Apollo began to play his lyre, crafting a melody that intertwined with the evening breeze. Each note was a gentle caress against the petals of the hyacinth, as though Apollo was conversing in music with his lost companion. The melody was peaceful, a harmonious ode to the legacy left behind. The wind joined in this symphony, adding a delicate harmony that filled the grove with a sound so serene it felt timeless. The meadow, once marred by a moment of jealousy and loss, now thrummed with life and renewal. Flowers of every shade began to lift their heads in response to Apollo's music, adding their own harmonies to the symphony of rebirth. Even the trees seemed to sway in time with the melody, joining this celebration not just of Hyacinthus's transformation, but of the unending cycles of nature and memory. The bond between mortal and divine resonated through every leaf and blade of grass, felt even by the creatures that inhabited the grove. The setting sun cast a warm glow across the scene, its light reflecting off the hyacinth's petals as though blessing this new creation. It was a moment of pure harmony, a place where sorrow had turned to joy and conflict to peace. This transformation, like the turning of day to night, was an inevitable, beautiful part of life's tapestry. Amid these gentle affirmations, Zephyrus approached Apollo, the winds carrying him quietly. Without words, they shared a moment of silent understanding, a nod of mutual respect and reconciliation. The air became a space of shared comprehension, where forgiveness whispered through the winds. As Apollo continued to strum his lyre, he felt a gentle contentment settle within him. The transformation of Hyacinthus into a flower was complete, a testament to an enduring friendship that adversity could not diminish. The meadow, once silent, now told a story of hope and rebirth, forever interwoven with the lives of those who passed through its embrace. The gentle winds continued to carry the melody and scent far and wide, taking with them the message of friendship that was forged in hardship. As the sky deepened into twilight, Apollo's thoughts turned towards the past, smiling at the memories that remained as vivid as ever. The symphony played on, promising a future where those cherished bonds would continue to blossom. As the sun descended toward the horizon, painting the grove with the soft hues of orange and gold, Apollo reclined against the trunk of a familiar tree, his fingers gently strumming the lyre. The music merged with the whispers of the trees, creating a melody that echoed the distant laughter of Hyacinthus. In the quiet solitude of the evening, Apollo allowed his mind to drift back to those halcyon days they had shared together, days filled with laughter and joy that seemed to leap forth once more. Vivid and alive, Apollo's heart swelled with the images and sounds of their shared past. He remembered summer afternoons where they ran through the meadow, their laughter mingling with the breeze as their shadows danced beneath the unending sky. The games they played became memories painted in the vivid colors of youth and camaraderie, each moment a testament to the deep connection they formed amidst the tapestry of nature. The companionship that grew between them was like a river, flowing through everyday joys and simple moments of being, creating a bond that was deep and unyielding. Amidst the gentle notes of the lyre, Apollo's gaze fell upon the hyacinth newly blooming nearby, its petals catching the light of the setting sun. This flower, delicate yet vibrant, stood as a living monument to their profound friendship, encapsulating the transformation wrought from love and memory. Each petal held an echo of laughter. Each gentle swoop mirrored a moment of shared delight. The symbolism of the flower intertwined with Apollo's reflections, reminding him of the indelible mark Hyacinthus had left upon the world. Apollo's mind traveled further into the warmth of recollection, dwelling on the sounds of shared stories that seemed to weave themselves into the melody of the grove. He spoke softly into the air, as if addressing the invisible spirits that danced around him, contemplating the essence of memory. Memories, he mused, are the threads that connect our past to the present, offering a gateway to the future. The spirits of the grove seemed to respond, their silent presence affirming Apollo's thoughts and deepening his appreciation for the unseen bonds crafted between souls. Reflecting on the power of memories, not merely as relics of the past, but as living whispers transcending time itself, Apollo found comfort in the notion that Hyacinthus lived on, woven into the very fabric of the meadow. As he dwelled in these reflections, understanding stirred within him that their time together had left a lasting imprint on the landscape, rendering Hyacinthus eternally present in the world, touched by their shared moments. Within this gentle communion, Apollo envisioned the vivid scenes of their companionship unfolding like sunlit petals. He savored Hyacinthus's carefree smile, the joyous sound of his voice echoing anew through the soft spring breeze. These memories formed a rich tapestry, woven with love and loss, serving as poignant reminders of the enduring bonds they had forged. While they spoke of joy, they also whispered sorrow, touching Apollo's heart with a bittersweet grace. Gratitude welled within him. Apollo acknowledged how fortunate he was to have shared time with Hyacinthus, learning from the simplicity and depth of their friendship. The wisdom gleaned was intertwined with joy, sorrow, and a celebration of life cycles. These memories, though tinged with melancholy, were treasures to cherish for eternity. Nearby, Zephyrus hovered in the gentle breeze, listening quietly to Apollo's reflections. As the god of the west wind, he had witnessed each unfolding of this tale, seeing both beauty and tragedy intertwined, like strands of a single tapestry. In observing Apollo, Zephyrus acknowledged the depth of their bond, recognizing the unexpected beauty that arose from the shared connection. His introspection led to a quiet acceptance, recognizing how he too was woven into the memory and transformation. As the sun dipped lower, bathing the grove in warm golden light, Apollo savored the resilient nature of memory and its power to immortalize bonds. The gentle embrace of the evening air surrounded him, filled with stories from days gone by, tales of friendship that would continually echo throughout the grove. With this realization, Apollo understood that though time and form may change, the essence of what he and Hyacinthus shared would remain unchanged. In this serene acceptance, Apollo gently set the lyre aside, feeling an encompassing peace wash over him. The vivid memories had transformed into a bridge, connecting him with Hyacinthus's spirit in an everlasting embrace. As the sky transitioned to deeper hues, the grove settled into peaceful twilight, holding the promise of a timeless connection within its gentle, soothing whispers. Apollo lingered under the settling night, his reflections weaving harmony into the present, an ode to the unbroken bonds of friendship. The transition from memory to current existence became his gentle tribute to the friendship that had, and continued, to shape his soul. Apollo, immersed in the nuanced echoes of shared laughter and timeless companionship, settled by the flower named after Hyacinthus. His lyre lay beside him, an embodiment of emotions and memories waiting to be freed. As the gentle evening light cradled the meadow, he began to play, his fingers coaxing a soothing, tender melody from the strings. Each note floated on the whispering breeze, enveloping the grove in a harmonious embrace, promising healing and peace. The melody spread its gentle murmur across the meadow, a serene ode woven from moments of both joy and sorrow, shared with Hyacinthus. It was a song stitched together with strands of memory, binding the joyous past with the hopeful present. Under the soft spell of the music, the spirits of the grove swayed in unison, partaking in the dance that linked all through harmonious notes. Apollo's music infused the meadow with life, rekindling the connection he treasured with Hyacinthus. The hyacinth flower, a living testament to their eternal bond, swayed gently to Apollo's tune. Each petal quivered in rhythm, resonating with the melody as if it too reminisced about the joyful times shared. Apollo sensed a profound realization. Those precious moments had transcended both time and absence, carried forward by the emotive power of music and memory. An inner peace nestled within him. He knew that Hyacinthus's essence lived within each note, echoing through timeless bonds. As Apollo played, birds gathered, drawn to the enchanting strains emanating from his lyre. Singing in harmony with Apollo's melody, their voices added soft refrains, forming an intricate tapestry of sound. This natural choir celebrated life's interconnectedness, affirming that Hyacinthus existed not just in delicate blooms, but also within these remembering tunes. The vibrant blend of sound breathed life into a sacred awareness, a testament to the enduring impact of friendship. Music, like a gentle magic, permeated the air. The once heavy grief that anchored Apollo's heart lifted, replaced by a tangible renewal. Each note unfurled ancient memories while simultaneously weaving hopes for the future. It was an ode to resilience, capturing the spirit of joy surging anew from shadows that had seemed daunting but moments ago. Beyond the meadow's edge, Zephyrus watched silently, drawn into the melody's embrace. The music penetrated his heart, replacing envy with peace and understanding. Reflective, Zephyrus absorbed each note, finding solace in their melody. Apollo's music whispered forgiveness, inviting him to reconcile with past misdeeds by quietly seeking redemption. The melody forged a bridge, gently connecting past happiness with future prospects, whispering of healing born from tender reminiscences. Hyacinthus's presence continued to flourish, woven into stories and sounds that defied temporal bounds. The ongoing current of Apollo's song nurtured life and memory alike, uniting all in a shared rhythm of hope and continuity. As twilight painted the meadow in soft hues, Apollo sensed the onset of dusk. His music remained unwavering, embracing the night like the next verse in an eternal symphony of friendship. The spirits of the grove rested, gently swayed by the melody's caress. Apollo played on, feeling each note elegantly intertwined with Hyacinthus's spirit, an enduring source of wisdom and solace. The song wove hope into the present, its gentle chords echoing past joys and reaffirming enduring love. Each note expressed the blossoming compassion inherent in deep friendship, underscoring the strength found in remembrance. The melody continued, offering solace, a gentle reminder of friendship's abiding and eternal song. As Apollo continued to strum, a wave of gratitude filled his heart, elevating the music beyond mere sound to something timeless. It stood testament to what had been and what might still come. As night unfurled its starry canopy overhead, Apollo's song lingered, ensuring Hyacinthus's legacy would always endure. A cherished bond ageless and unrestrained by time or distance. Under the calming embrace of the night sky, Zephyrus hovered at the edge of the moonlit meadow, lost in contemplation of the tapestry of events that brought him here. Each gentle rustle of grass seemed to echo the intricate tale of his past, one woven with threads of envy and unintended consequences. Within him stirred a mix of remorse and realization, a deep understanding of the unforeseen beauty that had emerged from turmoil. As Zephyrus, the god of the west wind, plunged into the depths of introspection, he reflected on the careless winds of jealousy he once wove. That reckless moment led to a heart-rending tragedy, and yet, from this sorrowful ground, the resilient hyacinth blossomed, a delicate symbol of enduring beauty. Its vibrant petals stood as an eternal tribute to Hyacinthus, keeping alive the memory of their friendship and the intricacies of fate that bind us. This quiet recognition allowed Zephyrus to see how even unintended actions could lead to unexpected grace. Determined to channel his remorse into purposeful action, Zephyrus resolved to bless the meadow with his gentlest breezes, hoping to communicate his silent atonement. As the cool air caressed the meadow, it became a token of peace, wrapping the earth in a soothing embrace that whispered reconciliation across its tender expanse. The breeze wove through the hyacinth's petals, a soft conversation with the grove's creatures, a silent apology from the wind god who had witnessed the highs and lows of passion. With humility anchoring his steps, Zephyrus approached Apollo, who stood vigil over the blossomed yet fragile symbol of their shared journey. The air between the two deities was charged with unspoken understanding, carrying memories of past sorrows and the burgeoning hope for forgiveness. Apollo turned to Zephyrus, acknowledging his presence with a gaze that spoke volumes. This silent exchange of understanding captured all that words would fumble to express. In a subtle nod of acceptance, Apollo acknowledged Zephyrus's regrets and intentions. The moonlight bathed both gods, illuminating their bond, which transcended silence and time, transforming the surrounding space into one suffused with mutual respect. As Apollo's silent gesture of reconciliation wrapped around Zephyrus, the breeze shifted, evolving from a herald of heartache into a gentle force for healing and remembrance. These winds, once a source of discord, now danced gracefully in tribute to Hyacinthus, ensuring his stories and laughter would echo through time. The breezes carried echoes of past joys, fragments of Apollo's music, and the quiet acceptance of Zephyrus's repentance, intertwining their destinies into a harmonious whole. The meadow seemed to listen, swaying in rhythm with the unspoken melody of forgiveness and lessons learned. With stars strewn like seeds across the night sky, the silhouette of reconciliation unfolded in tranquil beauty. Zephyrus's winds now carried a soothing balm for the earth, a heartfelt promise whispered through the grove, a testament that Hyacinthus's joy and essence would forever grace the world he cherished. Though the meadow lay silent, it pulsed with the assurance of undying friendship. The understanding forged between the gods became a bond that soared beyond the gales of past transgressions. Each whispered breeze was a memory of Hyacinthus's laughter, Apollo's melodies, and Zephyrus's silent reverie. As the nightly shadows deepened, the whispers of the wind promised renewal and enduring ties. Under the vigilant watch of the stars, the meadow embraced a serene tranquility, and the hyacinth stood proudly, a steadfast reminder of nature's eternal cycles and the profound connections forged through adversity and understanding. In this peaceful progress of night, the winds carried a whisper, a promise of enduring friendship that would linger and allow nature to remember with each gentle touch of the breeze. Under the wide expanse of a clear night sky, the meadow lay quietly swathed in starlight, vibrant with life yet speaking softly of time's unending journey. The hyacinth stood sentinel, its petals gently aglow beneath the cosmos, a testament to Hyacinthus's enduring legacy. This flower, more than just a simple bloom, was a living symbol of an eternal bond, rooted deeply yet striving ever upwards toward the heavens. Apollo approached the hyacinth with a tender touch, finding solace in the act of tending to this silent tribute to friendship. With divine grace, he nurtured the flower, ensuring its beauty would remain untouched by the winds of change. His care was not merely for the sake of the hyacinth, but for cherishing an eternal connection, quietly flourishing beneath the watchful gaze of the stars. In the heart of the grove, where once sorrow held root, the meadow now pulsed with renewed life and hope. This transformation was tangible, What once was marked by loss now vibrated with vibrant growth. Visiting creatures of the night, drawn by the flower's gentle radiance, wove tales of companionship and light amongst the flickering shadows. The nocturnal visitors, softly flapping or rustling through the grass, seemed to be part of an intricate dance around this luminescent symbol of remembrance. As Apollo tended to the flower, he found himself recounting a cherished memory to its petals, a sunlit afternoon captured in laughter with Hyacinthus, where every throw of the discus sent bright rays, scattering through the trees. Such moments infused the hyacinth with a deeper sense of shared history, becoming more than a memorial, but a bridge linking past joys with present serenity. This living blossom embodied a profound companionship drawn from shared memories, thriving under the watchful stars. Nature's steady cycle further bore witness to Hyacinthus's spirit. Season after season, the hyacinth unfurled with undiminished beauty. This bloom was more than an emblem. It was a symbol of enduring love, transcending time's fleeting nature. With each petal that unfurled, it narrated stories of camaraderie, laughter savored, and treasured times, reminding Apollo and the grove that beauty remains even when time marches on. In the gentle breezes that whispered through the grove, Zephyrus's presence was felt, no longer a harbinger of sorrow but of peace. These winds, once filled with turmoil, now carried soft promises of forgiveness, breathing fresh beginnings into the meadow and its steadfast flower. In the rustling night air, Zephyrus honored past transgressions, allowing the meadow to embrace renewed life and tranquil continuity. Reflecting on the evening's serenity, Apollo made a silent vow to the hyacinth that their bond would transcend the passage of time. His promise was a commitment not only to himself or Hyacinthus, but to the enduring legacy captured in the flower's endless bloom. Beneath the starlit expanse, the hyacinth stood as a reminder of the immutable connections shaped by love and loss. Bathed in moonlight, Zephyrus watched Apollo's quiet devotion from a distance. His role, once a catalyst of conflict, had transformed into a gentle presence that nudged Apollo's moments of reflection. The steady breezes he released over the meadow underscored an emerging new understanding, a reconciliation woven with respect and shared acknowledgement. Standing amid the gathering shadows of night, Apollo felt a reassuring sense of contentment wash over him. The hyacinth's unwavering presence signified to him that while adjustments occur over time, the bonds of friendship endure, unbroken against the shifting sands of time. Overhead, stars spun silver threads through the grove's fabric, each flicker a soft echo of memories shared and preserved, timeless beneath the celestial tapestry. With night deepening, the hyacinth continued to radiate a gentle glow against the cosmic canvas, a beacon to all who pass by, a living testament to life's delicate beauty found within its intricate Ons. For Apollo, this bloom was not only a memento of what had been lost, but a luminous testament to eternal joy and sorrow woven intricately into the tapestry of life, crafted beautifully by time and recollection. In the serene hush of the grove, nature's eternal rhythm intertwined seamlessly with Hyacinthus's legacy, revealing the depth of friendship's power to transform experiences, both bittersweet and beautiful. Guided by the starlit night and cradled by whispering breezes, Apollo reaffirmed his promise to nurture their song of memory, rooted firmly in the hyacinth's persistent bloom at the heart of the meadow. As the night unfurled its quiet mystery, the flower's light persisted, an everlasting sign that across all seasons and shifts, love finds its way to blossom anew. Under the tranquil embrace of a moonlit grove, Apollo sat with his lyre, letting each note flow like a tender whisper on the night breeze. The melody was a gentle tribute to Hyacinthus, evoking cherished memories that seemed to dance among the constellations above. The grove, alive with the soft hum of nocturnal creatures, resonated with a gentle harmony, reflecting the profound beauty of their enduring friendship. With every strum, Apollo wove an ethereal tribute to the lessons of love and transformation, his emotions stitched into the fabric of the night, creating an everlasting melody of remembrance. As the notes drifted softly into the darkness, they mingled with the infinite whispers of the past, each bell-like tone shimmering with the essence of Hyacinthus's presence. The grove, once shrouded in sorrow, now carried an air of solemn gratitude, transformed by the bond between God and mortal. Apollo's fingers danced delicately across the strings, each measure becoming a living story of laughter, joy, and the renewal that unfailingly follows loss. This music was not merely for the ears, but for the soul, encapsulating moments that spoke of eternal connections. Zephyrus, the god of the west wind, observed from the shadows, his eyes capturing the tender glow of the moon. The music wound through the night, filling the air with a sense of peace and gentle acceptance. Gratitude surged within him, a silent acknowledgement of a story once marred by jealousy, now tempered by understanding and forgiveness. The wind stirred gently through the grove, pledging allegiance to the cycles of nature, unfaltering and full of grace. As he listened, Zephyrus felt his past grievances dissolve, replaced by a sense of belonging in this tableau of reconciliation. Reflecting on past events, Zephyrus found a breath of reprieve. The journey through envy to acceptance had taken him through the storm and back to clarity. He understood now that love was expansive, far-reaching, and the moments shared between Hyacinthus and Apollo were a part of an eternal tapestry in which he, too, played a crucial role. This understanding brought him solace, allowing the mournful heart to rest and the warming glow of memory to take root, nourished by wisdom and enhanced by the peaceful acknowledgement of shared history. With each note that merged with the night, the endless cycle of day and night continued its unbroken dance, a fitting backdrop to the passage of time. The grove, a steadfast witness to the stories played out under its canopy, stored the memories of their friendship as a living archive, a testament to love that defies the limits of mortality. The stars above twinkled approvingly, like keepsakes of an earlier era, suspended in the cosmos, adding their gleam to this testament of constancy and devotion. Taking a moment, Apollo laid his lyre aside and gazed upon the flower that bore Hyacinthus' name. The hyacinth, its vibrant petals swaying gently in the night breeze, synchronized with the rhythm of his heart. It stood as a guardian of memories, quietly profound in its declaration of friendship's enduring power. The flower's presence, in its quiet radiance, represented the legacies etched across time, carrying whispers of the past into a hopeful future. It was a symbol that transcended mere remembrance, reaching into the realm of hope and renewal. Contemplating what had been and what still could be, Apollo felt enveloped by a profound peace. The grove around him seemed to hum with understanding as ancient as the stars, of love and loss, and of bonds that truly endure beyond both. The wind, reassuringly gentle, mingled with the scent of hyacinths, infusing the night with an essence that spoke of eternity, a quiet testament to the undying nature of heartfelt connections. As the tales of their shared moments echoed softly through the night air, Zephyrus, too, found understanding in his part of this intricately woven story, a participant in a tale grander than his individual place within it. The breeze he carried was no longer a harbinger of chaos, but now of remembrance, a silent promise to preserve the memory of what once was, a whispered homage to the enduring lives and love of those who shared this sacred grove. In his newfound role, Zephyrus watched with acceptance, acknowledging the symphony of memories that had formed from his humble gusts. Apollo gazed beyond the horizon, where the faint herald of dawn began its tender ascent, whispering promises of new beginnings and a story yet to unfold. His melody lingered within the grove, a testament to friendship that refused to be diminished by time. The peace that wrapped around the grove was profound, a mutual acknowledgement of love's pledged endurance. As dawn approached, it bathed the grove in the light of renewal, heralding another day in which this love would flourish. As the moonlight gradually faded, making way for the first promise of dawn, Apollo remained content in the knowledge that the memories he cherished would continue to resonate beyond mortal bounds. This sacred grove, once a place of mourning, had transformed into a sanctuary of hope, its atmosphere filled with the quietest echoes of love eternally remembered. It stood testament to the ageless bonds forged amidst time and trial, an unyielding reminder that within its leaves lay stories of gratitude, love, and the gentle embrace of endless life. For all that had passed beneath its leafy boughs, the grove now stood, calm and clear under the dawning sky, a monument to timeless bonds woven under its watchful canopy. With serene acceptance, Apollo tended to the hyacinth, knowing it marked the eternal story they all formed part of, a narrative filled with gratitude, love, and the gentle embrace of a life everlasting in eternal memory. And thus, with the promise of a new day, the tale continued, unwritten yet sure of its own heart's cadence.